The Legacy of Edgar Woodward Gates and the Crossett Lumber Company from a 1927 interview. Introduction. Edgar Woodward Gates was a visionary leader whose innovative approach to forestry and community development transformed the town of Crossett, Arkansas, and the surrounding region. Despite facing significant challenges, including near blindness from a mining accident at the age of 17, Gates' determination and vision led to the establishment and success of the Crossett Lumber Company. This essay explores Gates' contributions, the development of the Crossett Lumber Company, and the impact of sustainable forestry practices in southern Arkansas. Early life and challenges. Edgar Woodward Gates was born on February 19, 1866, in Big Rock, Iowa. His early life was marked by a tragic mining accident that left him nearly blind. Despite this setback, Gates persevered and found his calling in the lumber industry. In 1886, he moved to Arkansas and began working as a fireman at a sawmill in Thornton. His hard work and determination quickly earned him promotions, and by 1888, he was in charge of a small mill. Gates once reflected on his early challenges, saying, "I was a boy when this thing happened to me, and if it had not happened, perhaps my life would be far different. I really knew nothing about mining. I was a green boy from Big Rock, Iowa, not far from Davenport. But I was big, husky, and willing, and the foreman put me to work with a hand drill and a 10-pound hammer." Founding of the Crossett Lumber Company. In 1899, Gates, along with Charles W. Gates, Edward Savage Crossett, and Dr. John W. Watsek, founded the Crossett Lumber Company. The company initially purchased 47,000 acres of land and expanded its operations to include multiple mills, a paper mill, and other facilities. The town of Crossett was incorporated in 1903, and the company played a significant role in its development, providing housing, schools, churches, and other community institutions. Gates recalled the early days of the company. "We had planned to run a spur railroad in as a connection with the main line, but the soil was so wet that we simply could not throw up a dump for the roadbed. Wagons bogged up in their hubs. Finally, in order to get over these bogs, we built and sledged our machinery or houses that it rented." Innovative forestry practices. The Crossett Lumber Company was an early adopter of sustainable forestry practices. Gates collaborated with Yale University's School of Forestry and hired professionally trained foresters to implement practices such as thinning, regeneration, and conversion of even-age stands to uneven-age structures. The Crossett Experimental Forest, established in 1934, played a crucial role in developing and demonstrating these sustainable practices. Gates emphasized the importance of sustainable forestry. "We have proved to our own satisfaction that a forest can be farmed as practically as can a cabbage patch or a corn field. It takes longer, of course. And for economic operation, farming must be organized on a large scale. But in principle, timber farming is not different from vegetable farming." In the 1927 interview, Gates elaborated on sustainable forestry, highlighting the shift from traditional logging methods to more sustainable practices. He discussed the importance of selective cutting, leaving seed trees for regeneration, and organizing fire prevention squads to protect the forest. Community engagement and economic investment. Gates' dedication to community development was evident throughout his career. He believed in the prosperity of local farmers, understanding that their success was intrinsically linked to the economic health of the region. By providing free agricultural advice and maintaining an open-door policy, Gates fostered a sense of trust and collaboration within the community. He believed that prosperous farmers would be more likely to invest in their land, benefiting the local economy and the company's long-term interests. His open-door policy allowed farmers and employees alike to seek his guidance and resolve disputes, creating a collaborative and supportive community environment. Personal anecdotes and resilience. Gates' resilience was evident in his response to the explosion that impaired his vision. Rather than viewing it as a misfortune, he saw it as a challenge that shaped his determined and positive outlook. His love for Colorado, where he owned a ranch and spent his summers, added a personal touch to his character, highlighting his appreciation for nature and adventure. Legacy and long-term vision. Gates' long-term vision for forestry and community development was a key component of his legacy. He was particularly proud of the company's practical program for perpetual operation, which ensured the sustainable management of forest resources and the continuous growth of the community. Gates once said, "In my experience, a physical defect can be a real help to a man if he accepts it, not as a calamity, nor as an alibi, nor as an excuse for self-pity, but as a challenge to his best effort." Conclusion: Edgar Woodward Gates was a remarkable individual whose contributions to the forestry industry and community development have left a lasting impact. His determination, vision, and innovative approach transformed Crossett, Arkansas, into a thriving town and set a standard for sustainable forestry practices. Gates' legacy continues to inspire and guide the forestry industry today. Attributions: Information about Edgar Woodward Gates and the Crossett Lumber Company was sourced from various historical records and articles, including the Encyclopedia of Arkansas, the Forest History Society, and the Crossett Experimental Forest, which we found in what we are calling He Ovid T. Switzer, Junior Papers, which we have on loan.